So welcome outdoors again. Now, why am I outdoors? Well, it's a beautiful day, that's the first thing. I do like filming outside. And also because I wanted to do something different, because this review in general is a bit different because I don't have the watch anymore. I actually had to send this watch back, but you're going to find out why a bit later on. But before we go into details as to why, you're going to need to know about the watch itself and all the stats and specs. So let's go through that first. Now normally when I review a watch, I do the intro, normally see my face, then there's the stats and specs, and then it's sort of the camera down shots of the watch, and I walk through all the bits about the piece which I like and don't like and all that stuff. Because I haven't got the watch anymore, it's going to be a different setup this time. It's going to be me just talking to you like this, and the B-roll, which is all the stuff, all the photos which I luckily kept from ages ago, will come up over the top. You're still going to get a good clear review of the watch because I spent enough time with it, be it short, to say whether I like it or not. And the answer to the first question is, do I like it? Is yes, I really like the watch, but why did I send it back? I haven't had that many Seikos in my time, and the few that I have had have generally been okay. The last two Seikos I've bought have been this one, the Seiko 5 Cement, and I bought a Alpinist, the new re-release. That had problems as well. And I didn't even have it long enough to review it. I just was so upset that it had fluff under the dial, the movement was running poorly, and it had a speck on the dial which was actually damage to the dial, a little pinhole on it. I was flabbergasted. It was over £400 that Seiko, and I've had better luck with fit and finish with watches which cost half that. So I was very disappointed. And I was also disappointed in this watch, the fact that I've got a list in front of me here to help me out of likes and dislikes, and the likes are, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 12 likes, and dislikes there's only 4. It did have a problem, but I didn't like it enough to go, you know what, I'll get another one, because I lost trust and faith in it. So I'll get the dislikes out of the way first. First one was knowing that there was something wrong with it, and that was, in this case, there's a real problem with the movement. I think there was something wrong with its power reserve. It just wouldn't last. I mean, it would start to lose time within the same day of wearing it. I put up my time grapher though. You see, I did some shots on the time grapher, and it was running sweet as a nut. I couldn't believe what was going on. I was like, well, it's not showing anything wrong with the actual time key. So that's what makes me conclude that it may have been a problem with its power reserve. It was gone. Something was broken, effectively. So that is a big disappointment when you get a new watch. But then the beauty of that is that you can just return it. I bought it from an online retailer, well-established one. I think it was Francis & Gay, and they gave me my money back very quickly. But to be honest, when I phoned them, they sounded a bit untrusting when I was explaining what was wrong with the watch. They said, are you sure there's something wrong with the watch? And I was like, well, I'm not going to go on about it, but I've handled and seen and had experience with hundreds of watches. I know when something's wrong. And they were like, okay, send it back, we'll give you a refund, as long as there is something wrong. So even then there was a bit of distrust, and I was like, that put me off a little bit. The next thing was, I just don't like hard legs. It still scratches extremely easily. I'm fed up with them putting it on these premium watches, £200 plus, they still put hard legs in. I don't care if they have a proprietary name and a silly thing to it. It's still mineral, it still scratches, and for that case, I don't think it's as versatile as sapphire. It may have a little bit less reflective properties like you do with sapphire, which is very sparkly. But I just prefer something to look good forever, as long as you don't completely batter it about. And I'm thinking as well, I don't like the fact it had a push-pull crown, but that's just personal taste. I think if it's going to be really waterproof and versatile, I do think that extra step of having a screw-down crown is a bit better. And the last thing is really just how it makes me feel, and that is that doubt that comes in. People get so hyped. I mean, this new GMT release, anyone who's made a video on that has done extremely well. People are really excited about this watch, but I don't have that excitement anymore. I look at that new Seiko GMT, which looks like, effectively, I think it's overhyped, this watch. Yes, it's a GMT for about £300 to £400 or dollars. You know what? I don't care. It looks like an SKX from years ago with an extra hand on the dial, and some of the colour variations don't actually look good at all. The orange one is, for me, hideous. I think the orange in the bezel doesn't match or work well with the orange of the dial. I think it looks ugly. And it's got a jingle jangly Jubilee style bracelet, and I just think it's a hugely overhyped watch, as many Seikos can be. But now we can move on to the positives. Why did I like this watch? Why did I buy it in the first place? I think it's the first thing. It's styling. It looks very easy to wear in many different situations, and it's fun. And that's where I think the fun aspect of this watch really excelled, because it's got that cement style dial, which is insane. And then you've got that aged acid etched sort of almost tarnished look to the stainless steel, and that just combined together with it all looking grey, it almost looks like a moon watch. I mean, I know it's cement, but it almost looks like it was hewn from a piece of lunar rock. And that I like as well. I just think it's nice to have something that's fun without having to be really colourful. The fact it's monotone made it fun, which is something very different. So yeah, that all grey look and the distressed steel case and the cement dial, which when you look under macro, it looks really good. I mean, that texture, it's fun to have something that's texture without being guilloche or some other sort of etched pattern. It literally looks like someone's done a bit of a cement screed and made a dial out of it. I think that is very interesting, and I would love to see more materials or inspiration of materials incorporated into a watch, be it fake, but if they can make it look real, it looks really clever, very fun. It's a very light and comfortable watch, aided by that fabric strap, which is the perfect tone of grey. The hardware actually matches as well. It's got a bead blasted finish, again going with that very satin look of the entire piece. And that Seiko Lumi Bright is fantastic. It's long lasting, it's strong and solid, and I didn't even have the watch long enough to do a loom time lapse, but Lumi Bright effectively is a very good loom, and I think nearly any Seiko that they have it on, it's very impressive. And it's a very versatile watch. And the fact it has 100 meters water resistance, it's sporty, it's light, you can wear it almost in any occasion, and it's generally got a robust movement, apart from my one, and it's got the day-date complication, and it's something you could literally wear day in, day out, wear it to the beach, wear it down the gym, you could wear it to the office, you could wear it in so many different situations. The fact it's been out a while now, you can get them a lot more affordable price. It's under £200 now. I found one quite easily for £175 brand new, and I think that's a reasonable price for this watch considering the specification. And the good thing is, if you don't like the fact it has hard legs, check out some of my mod videos. You can see how quite easy it is if you give yourself a bit of a chance, have some confidence and a few basic tools, which again you see on some of my videos, how you can change a crystal out. So you could put in this watch, due to the huge popular modding market out there for these kind of Seikos, you can put a sapphire crystal in, you can put a top hat, a domed, a flat, different colour AR coatings, you can do so many different things. So you have that as an option to, for not much more than £200, get this watch and put a sapphire crystal in it, and you'll be really happy. And for an automatic movement watch, it's very slim. It's less than 12 millimeters, which is in the territory of some chunky quartz watches. So it's nice to have an automatic watch which is slim, light, compact size, but not too small, and it wears so well. It's just so disappointing that there was something wrong with it. So in summary, would I recommend a Seiko? Yeah, I still would. I still want Seikos, and I still think I'm going to buy Seikos. But I think I've just been put off a bit lately by my last two purchases having a few problems. And that's going to put anyone off, I think, don't you? It's going to sour that image you have of that brand. Tell me if you had a Seiko recently that's had problems. I'd like to know if, am I alone on this, or is it something that you're noticing quite frequently? It's well known about their bezel alignment issues. But I want to know more of other issues you've seen. I really like Seiko and I want to buy more, but with more confidence. So if you've enjoyed today's video, you want to check out more, I've actually reviewed a few other Seikos. Check those out. I've hopefully got some links popping up, and I've done reviews of many other types of watch. Go check those out as well. Thanks for watching me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.